Well, former Labour Party leaders from Britain, Jeremy Corbyn, is expected to deliver a keynote speech in solidarity with the people of Palestine out in Polokwane today. Corbyn will then be joined by other renowned pro-Palestinian speakers during a series of discussions that are aimed at finding peaceful resolutions to the war. SABC News reporter Katleho Nyoni is there and joins us live for a very quick update. So Katleho, a very good afternoon to you. Do tell us if Corbyn has in fact started with that much anticipated address for the support of the people of Palestine.
Thank you, sir. Alicia, good afternoon to you, and of course to our viewers. Mr. Jeremy Corbyn has indeed arrived, and this program here in Polokwane is expected to get underway just shortly at a hall towards my right. Mr. Corbyn, of course, is among some of the speakers, including Yumna El Sayed, who is a former journalist who was based in Gaza but currently right now stays and lives in Cairo in exile. Of course, there is another renowned pro-Palestinian speaker, that is Palestinian physician Dr. Mustafa Barghouti, who will also be talking here and addressing some of the people that have come to listen to this pro-Palestinian discussion, of course in solidarity with the people of Palestine, and calling of course for an immediate end to the war there in Gaza. Let's bring in some of the people that are attending. I'm joined by a former school principal of Tagzila High School here in Polokwane, and as well as a former broadcaster, Mr. Soli Hassen. Thank you very much for your time. We see that you are attending today's function. What are some of the important aspects you'd like to hear from renowned pro-Palestinian supporters such as Mr. Jeremy Corbyn?
Thank you for interviewing me first, Katleho. As I've said, I was a school principal, but I am here to support Palestine and all Middle Eastern nations that are undergoing this punishment, as I call it, and also the horrific genocide in Palestine. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm really very, very, very honored to be meeting a seasoned, popular politician in the name of Mr. Jeremy Corbyn, as well as journalist Ms. Yumna El Sayed, and also my hero from Palestine, Dr. Barghouti, Mustafa Barghouti.
Of course, this is quite a significant and poignant moment. We see this event taking place in Polokwane. We saw recently there were pro-Palestinian peaceful protests in Cape Town. Just how important is it for nations such as South Africa to, put their voice there, to say they are in support of the end of this war?
I have to first take my hat off to the Justice Department of South Africa in the name of Justice Lamola and his team that made this charge against Israel, that they have to stop this genocide. No other country, and I as a Muslim, I'm very, very disappointed that none of the Arab nations, none of them, have actually supported the plight of the Palestinians. It is about time that the United Nations as well must be restructured so that Africa can also have its voice at the United Nations. This nonsense of, America having the veto power. Every time when you have an issue, the American diplomats and the ambassadors, they are putting up their hands. And what really surprises me is that black Americans who are the deputy ambassadors at the United Nations, it shocks me that our African brothers are actually playing the part of, supporting this type of genocide. Our hearts go out to the Palestinians. That's number one. People don't even know how many Palestinians have been killed and murdered. It is not 200,000. It is not 300,000. According to information that I see on my phone, it is 688,000 Palestinians who have lost their lives. Right? And I salute people like Mr. Jeremy Corbyn, who is making his voice heard. What is really terrifying is that the Western media, the so-called mainstream media, MSM, they actually conveniently, right, put aside the plight of the Palestinians. That is not reporting. I will always say, as a South African, we have a media, we have newspapers that tell the truth.
Thank you very much. Alicia, that's one of the many people that are here attending this function today that will be addressed by the likes of Jeremy Corbyn, a Palestinian physician, Dr. Mustafa Barghouti, as well as a former journalist, Yumna El Sayed. Well, that function is about to kickstart. You can hear the former principal, Mr. Soli Hassen, saying that they are appreciative of the message that and the stand that the likes of Jeremy Corbyn have taken towards accelerating and pushing for a change that will likely see the end of this war. Alicia?
All right. Katlego, do tell us, besides, of course, this solidarity movement that has specifically organized this event, who else is forming part of this gathering this afternoon?
Alicia, we've seen several individuals that are affiliated to political parties such as the local chapter of the Economic Freedom Fighters. We've seen people from other political parties such as the MK party that are of course in attendance here at this particular event, and of course a large number of the attendees are from the Muslim community who are here to essentially sit and listen to that all-important message from Jeremy Corbyn. As you know, Mr. Corbyn has recently praised South Africa's case against Israel when South Africa took Israel to the International Court of Justice. And of course, Dr. Barghouti, who was also quoted as saying that yes, there can be global recognition by countries like Australia as well as Portugal. However, it is not enough to stop Israel, calling for that country, for Israel, to be sanctioned. So of course, this function is expected to get underway shortly. In fact, I can tell that it has just started inside the hall. Alicia?
All right, we're going to leave it there, Katlego, and of course touch base with you much later on after those official proceedings. That is SABC News reporter Katlego Nyoni joining us live in Polokwane. We will be taking you to that event as soon as it commences.